Welcome to the Explore Real Estate Show. I am James Boslaw, your Fredericksburg Area realtor and vacation rental investor. And this show is all about real estate in the Fredericksburg area, the Fawn Lake community, and the vacation rental space. I help people buy and sell homes because I believe that everyone should grow their wealth as they live in or own a home that they love. I also believe that you should feel confident when you are buying or selling a home, and confidence comes when you are well educated and informed, and that's what this show is all about. Enjoy the show. Hey everybody, welcome to the Explore Real Estate Show, where in today's episode, we are going to go over the real estate statistics for the Fredericksburg area in the month of February of 2024. And I don't want to waste any time. I want to jump right into it. There's a lot to go over here, and if I were to summarize everything that I'm about ready to share, I'm going to tease this out right now, or not even tease it, I'm just going to say it. But we are slowly normalizing. Our market is becoming more and more normal from where we have been in years past. And I'm going to go over why I say that as we dive into the statistics. So first and foremost, what we're going to look at is the overall sold dollar volume in the month of February for 2024 compared to 2023. And in 2024, we are 4% higher in overall sold dollar volume. Now, this is really, really big. And I said this on the last episode, because if you are listening to my episodes over a long period of time, what you'll know is that last year, the last 8 months or 7 months in 2023, each month was showing less and less overall sold dollar volume from the previous year over year date. And now this is the second month in a row, because January also showed the same thing. But this is the second month in a row that we're seeing that there is more homes sold this year in the month of February than last year in the month of February. And the month before this, we saw that there was more homes sold in January of this year than there was in January of last year. So this slow growth, overall sold dollar volume being a little bit higher, is a very positive sign. It just means that there's more homes moving, more homes are selling, and that's a good thing for buyers and for sellers. Now, here's the next thing I want to go over. The average sales price is up just over 3% this February than it was last February. Now, let me come back to when I said that we are normalizing, because a normal appreciation for a house is 3 to 5%. So yes, this is on the lower side of that, but this falls under what normal appreciation should be when you own a home. Years prior to this, we saw just unprecedented, record-breaking appreciation in home values. And a lot of that had to do with COVID, the interest rates dropping and the demand jumping in and the supply remaining just limited. And all of those things contributed to 18, 21% appreciation year over year with home values. But now we are totally normalizing. This is the second month in a row that we're seeing the average sales price fall within that normal range. And that just means that everything is just kind of settling, right? Home values aren't skyrocketing in price. They're definitely not going down in value. They are appreciating, but at a very normal pace. The next thing we're going to look at is the median sold price, which also is up about 3.5%. So a little bit more than the average sales price. The median sales price is up 3.5%. Once again, this is totally normal. And if you take a look at over the course of time, homes typically appreciate within that 3 to 5% range. Normal. The next thing we're going to look at is overall units sold, which we see that there was 0.5% more units sold in February of 2024 than there was in February of 2023. Now, once again, we're just seeing a thawing taking place. There's just a little bit more movement this time around. Homes are worth just a little bit more in price, and we're just starting to see that more homes are starting to move. Now, the average days on market is actually down just 5% this February than last February, but that's really only a 2-day difference. The average days for a house to be on the market before it goes under contract in the Fredericksburg area for the month of February is 37 days. So we are seeing just over a month is how long it will take on average for a home to go under contract. I've mentioned this in previous episodes, and I want to say it again. I do take a lot of pride in making sure that I list a house with the correct price and doing some other things to really bring that number down quite a bit. Most of the listings that I put up are taking 2 to 3 weekends before they're under contract. Sometimes you only need 1 weekend. But what we're seeing is on the average, it's taking 37 days for a home to be on the market before it goes under contract. Once again, this is normal. If you look at a long period of time, it's actually a little bit higher as far as days needed to get home under contract than 37. So in that sense, we're normalizing, but overall 37 days is really not a long period of time for a house to go under contract. The last stat that I want to look at is the average sales price to the average or original list price. And what we're seeing is that homes are selling for about 97.6% of what they were listed for originally. What that means is that buyers have just a little bit of wiggle room. Not a lot, but just a little bit. Quite often, homes do go under contract for the same amount that they're listed for. But we're starting to see with some buyers is they're getting a little bit more bold and saying, hey, we just want to come down just slightly off what that listing price is. And they have that leverage because there are fewer buyers in the market and the inventory or the supply is increasing. They have less competition. So now buyers are starting to, they're starting to ask for just a little bit more concessions. And what we're seeing originally is that means that the original list price that the home goes up for, it might go under contract for just slightly under what that original list price is. Last but definitely not least, if we look at active listings, February of 2024, we have 661 homes that are currently active for sale in the Fredericksburg area, and the 5-year average in February is 651. So we are actually just slightly above the average for listings available if you were to compare it to our 5-year average. Now, the month's supply is the exact same as last month. The months of supply of inventory in the Fredericksburg area is currently at 1.4 months. Now, that is definitely a seller's market. That means that inventory remains low. Typically, anything above 4 or 5 months, that is a buyer's market. Anything below that is a seller's market. And so even though things are normalizing, we still are seeing that the inventory remains very low. Now, the 5-year average is 1.1 months of supply. So even though we're currently at 1.4 months of supply, which is low historically speaking, but according to the 5-year average, that's actually slightly higher than what we have seen over the course of the last 5 years. Now, we are going to be watching months of supply very, very closely because it has a lot of indications for the stats that we're looking at. But I do have a theory that we are going to see that months of supply slowly go higher. And we're going to watch that closely to see if my theory is right or wrong. But as the months of supply goes higher, what that means is that the buyers will have more and more leverage the higher that months of supply goes. So we're going to keep an eye on the demand, which is closely connected to the interest rates. So the interest rates, if you are asking what's going on there, the interest rates keep being rumored that they're going to be coming down, but actually they're staying about where they were. They may have come down just slightly off of the 7% that we were at about a month ago. We're seeing around 6.8, 6.9, depending on the day, but they're staying about where they were. And as we enter into the spring season, if the interest rates do drop, I do suspect that we are going to see a lot of buyers jumping in and taking advantage of those lower rates and in the buying season. But we are going to be tracking the months of supply very, very closely because that is going to have a huge impact on where our market goes this year. But in summary, just like how I started this episode, we are seeing that things in our market are just normalizing. They're not fully normal because inventory remains pretty low, but the interest rates, historically speaking, are at a normal rate. If you were to take a look at historical patterns, our current interest rates are kind of right in the middle of what the average rates are. We're starting to see that the average days for a house to be in the market are normal. The appreciation of homes and the median value of homes are appreciating at normal rates. And so we are just normalizing. And so this is something we're going to be watching closely because we don't know if this normalizing will continue on through. We do not know if we're going to see interest rates drop, which would lead to more demand jumping in the market and higher appreciation. That is something we're going to be watching closely. But for now, if you wanted a summary on what's going on in the Fredericksburg area, we're just in a very normal and level place, which I think is a healthy and good thing, coming off just years ago where things were unprecedented and just going wild. We are now normalizing. So with that being said, this may not have been the most exciting show or podcast that I've ever created, but these are the facts. This is the stats. This is the data. I am committed to bringing you the truth each and every single month so that you can be educated and informed, because I do believe that everyone should feel confident when they're looking to buy or sell a home. So maybe you're listening to this and you're thinking about buying or selling a home. If that's the case, make sure to reach out to me. You can contact me at my website, which is explorewithjb.com, and I'll be more than happy to give you some expert advice and talk to you about your situation and what you're looking to do. And as always, if you are watching this on YouTube, make sure to click subscribe. Just trying to get more and more subscribers, so that way you can be kept up to date with my most recent episodes. And if you're listening to this on Apple's podcast, make sure to follow the show so you could do the same. With that being said, I hope you have a great day, an even better week, and we'll see you on the next episode.